Welcome back to Supers Live. And what a run by Keith. Put one on you, Powell. Leading the most laps out there tonight. Doing a great job. And let's get a word with your winner. It's Keith. Put one on you, Powell. Congratulations, Keith. What a run for you, man. You got to be tickled pink to get the Burger Smokehouse ham, but more importantly, a good points night for you in Supers competition.
Yeah, I'm pretty stoked about this one. I finally was able to get something from Burger Smokehouse. Look forward to that. They've been stepping up, with their Thanksgiving and Christmas awards for quite a few years now, and really want to thank them a bunch, for what they do for this league, and really look forward to that. And yeah, it's a good point tonight. Good night for CPR Motorsports. Congrats to my teammate for second and Rob for third. But yeah, pretty excited about this. Pretty happy.
At the end of the race, you caught a little bit of lap traffic. Were there any concerns there?
Just a little bit coming up onto him. I couldn't really shake Steve or Rob. Um, I could hear him the whole race right behind me. So when we come up on them with about 5 to go, I knew I was going to have to pass them probably within 3 to go, somewhere around there. And they were racing hard amongst each other too. But they did a great job once I came up on them. They didn't contest it too much. And that was it. I thought we'd hit lap traffic a little earlier than what we did. I'm kind of glad we didn't. But we had a great turnout here tonight. I really appreciate everybody coming in. All the guys from the the other group over there in Heat coming in racing with us tonight. Hopefully everybody had fun and we put on a really good show. Got to thank Supers, first finish race servers, Kevin, and Breeze Graphics. Got to give a shout out to Cindy Luhu at Icings on Top. Got to thank them a bunch. They really help us out a lot. A lot. So yeah, just really, really happy I finally got this.
Well, congratulations, Keith. Great run for you. Fast race car all night long, leading all 25 laps. Keith, put one on you, Powell. Wow, that was a tongue tying one right there. Keith Powell out of Geneva, Ohio, and the icing's on top. Mayfield Missile coming home your winner here tonight at the Christmas Special at Radar Speedway. Coming home in second place, his teammate. He wasn't too far behind. In fact, less than a second, 0.785. Steady Steve Callahan. Steve, pretty normal race, but you had the 35 breathing down your neck the whole time. You guys had a bit of a jingle in the dash, and then looked like you had a bit of a jingle at the start of the feature. Talk us through that, and how happy are you to come home second here in this race?
Yeah, I want to apologize to Rob there at the start. I tried to stay on Keith's back bumper and got into turn one a little hot and pushed up. I'm glad he didn't fall back too far. But yeah, had a great car, great night of racing. A great turnout, great bunch of guys. Yeah, Keith was just super fast. Had nothing for him. I was hoping we'd get into lap traffic a little bit. I can tighten it up a little bit, but he timed it out perfect, man. He ran a perfect race. And raced with Rob. But it's always a fun time racing with him, and he's always super fast. So, it's a good night when you can finish ahead of him. But yeah, just thank all you guys at Supers, Kevin, Rob for running the server, and you, Bobby, for announcing. Thanks, Burger Smokehouse, for supplying the ham. Icing's on top. Cindy's been a little under the weather lately, so really hoping that Keith winning this ham for him will lift her spirits up a little bit. So and I just want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas, and hope to see you guys in a couple weeks.
Steady Steve Callahan, certainly that Burger Smokehouse ham should help make Christmas dinner a little easier for the Powell family. Let's talk to third place finisher, Rocket Rob Warren. Rob, a podium finish. Keeping the points alive, buddy. Congratulations.
Thanks a lot, my man. I can't wait to watch the replay. That's going to be one to kind of look back through the field and see where everyone was and how they ran. As mentioned before, thanks to all the Heat Finder guys for showing up, making this a better show than it would have been. 12 cars, that's pretty respectable. Many more than that, and I wouldn't want to try and admin or help. That would get pretty crazy real quick. Steve, no worries, man. We all knew going into turn one was going to go into turn one. Keith, congratulations on the win. You took off, and it was like a battle just to try and keep with you. And I knew CPR had real fast cars. We all knew that all night long, watching the warm-ups and the time trials, and the two of them got into a good line and a good groove. Actually, Steve was starting to pull up on Keith, and I was trying to stay with Steve, and it was pretty tight and kind of exciting there. Then we were catching the lap traffic, and it's like, ooh, this is going to get real exciting. But the lap traffic was amazing. The guys did everything they should do. They didn't pressure anyone. They went a little bit high. They did everything they needed to. It was a great race all the way around. I'd rather finish last and have a fun race like that than win and pull away from the field. Huge thanks to Burger Smokehouse. One of these days, I think I'm just going to probably order something. That's about how I'll ever get anything. I gave all of mine to Jeff Russell. Deepest holiday thoughts and well wishes to the Russell family, the SUPRS family. You guys are awesome. Cindy Luhu, hope you feel better. Icing's on top. Can't say enough for Kevin Timmons, working his butt off over there trying to push out a video stream, especially when Windows gives you the surprise Windows update. And Bob, for all you're working on, for all you do, there's not enough Christmas gifts that I could send your way. But, love y'all like family. Try to help y'all out as best I can. And Merry Christmas to one and all.
Indeed. Merry Christmas to everybody out there. If you're just tuning in, we're just finishing up the SUPRS Christmas Special here at Rander Speedway. And a guy coming home in 5th position today won his heat race. Dave-O, congratulations, buddy. Good run for you out there. Looked like you had a shot maybe at the podium before the halfway point. Did the car go away on you out there? And how do you feel the feature went for you? And again, talk power. There you go. Let's try it again, Dave. We'll get it right one of these days. We'll just grant it permanently. How's that sound?
Oh, sounds like a plan. Feature was good. I think a couple of us stacked up there at the beginning, and that kind of took the nose off the car and couldn't really get much speed out of it after that. I don't know what it was, but it was good racing there. Tried to give you a run for your money, Bobby. Didn't quite have enough.
Well, you certainly made me sweat, that's for sure. And got me a cough. This cold has gotten to me, and that's why there wasn't much announcing during the feature. Now that you've run these supers a couple of times, and you've run a couple of different tracks, Laporte, and now here at Rander, compare it to some of the other types of cars that you race. What's the difference in the mod?
It's a whole different animal. Lots of power in these things. Good grip. The best thing I could compare it to is actually running the Platinum Grand Prix mod, one of those open wheel Indy cars in normal mode like we do here. That's probably the closest thing, but totally different animal to hardcore stock cars, the Sprint Cup series or old classic series, something like that. Completely different animal, but definitely something fun and interesting.
Dave, let's talk one more time before we go off air here about NASCAR Heat and HeatFinder.net. What's on the schedule coming up, and people want to come and race with HeatFinder, how do they go about doing it?
It's really just hop over to HeatFinder.net. We've got a couple series going on right now. We have a experimental series running the Sprint Cup cars, or Monster Energy cars, sorry, in normal mode. So real easy to drive. Similar, not as quite as much power as these, but we still got good grip, and you don't really have to put a whole lot of time in it to make a setup. into its normal mode and fixed setups and all. So those are a blast. Then there's also the Legends cars, which are fixed setup, little dwarf cars. Also a blast. Not as fast, but tons of grip and very close racing all the time.
Well, I hope a few folks, if they're tuned in watching or watching the replay, you go to heatfinder.net. Guarantee an 18-year-old game can still give you some thrills as it did tonight. Congratulations on that top 5 here tonight, Speedy.
Thanks for hosting these races. They're real fun.
Well, that's your top 5 here for tonight. Keith Powell coming home, your winner at Rander Speedway for the 15th Christmas Special. We are going to take a Christmas break, and that'll last until January 2nd when we come back for the 15th Annual Crazy Canuck Snowball Derby and Can-Am Challenge. A wild and probably Super's wildest and wackiest format, where drivers, the slowest driver is pitted against, or with the fastest driver and slowest driver are teammates. They race for team points within racing for their own points for the championship, and get bonus points if you're the winning team. And very interesting show, and it's Canada versus the United States. That's coming up in an R-Factor race on January 2nd, and then pushing towards our mid-season championship. But before that, the Terry Gibson Memorial coming up at Sandusky Speedway, another NASCAR heat race, a 2-night show, 40-lapper the first night on Tuesday, and then on Wednesday, the 100-lap Terry Gibson Memorial. So we want to give a shout-out again and thank you to Breeze Graphics for all the graphics during the broadcast, as well as the website. Thanks to First Finish Race Servers for supplying all of our TeamSpeak and racing servers, NASCAR Heat and R-Factor and R-Factor 2. I want to thank Burger's Smokehouse for supplying the Christmas ham tonight that goes to your winner, Keith Powell. And check those guys out, man. If you want some good Ozark mountain eating, go to smokehouse.com and grab yourself some great food. Got a lot of great beef jerky there, too. Got to tell you. Their beef jerky and their hams. Fantastic stuff. And don't miss out on their candied bacon. We're going to wrap things up, but before we do, we want to take a moment to remember one of the first ladies of Supermodified racing, the wife of 1968 Oswego Speedway track champion, a former IndyCar starter, a USAC starter, Todd Gibson. Brenda Gibson passing away last week, buried this past Saturday. And we want to let the Gibson family know that we're thinking about them, and we're praying for their comfort during this time of loss. Brenda Gibson, the matriarch of the family, the glue that held the family together for so many years, enduring tragedy of losing 2 sons, and now losing a battle to cancer. And Brenda will certainly be remembered as one of the staunchest supporters of her men, but also her friends, and the loyalty that she showed to all of them. And she'll be remembered as the lady with the clipboard and knew every time of every driver that was ever on the track racing against the Gibson family. And you can find pictures of Brenda holding the catch can on an Indy car when Todd raced Indy cars. So she's going to be greatly missed in the pit area, but more so by her family and her friends. And for many of us here at Supers, we wish them the best and all the love that we can send them as we remember Brenda Gibson and the Gibson family in their time of loss. So until our next race on January 2nd, we hope that you will keep all of those around the world that are less fortunate than yourself in your prayers, and we ask that you would consider a donation to the Dion Parish Memorial Benevolent Fund to help injured Supermodified drivers. You can rest assured that all monies donated to that fund go to help people in their times of need, and that you would continue to think about those less fortunate as we go into the Christmas season. Be glad you have what you have, and we hope to see you back here on January 2nd. So until then, Merry Christmas to all of you. Happy New Year to all of you. Please remember, if you're out celebrating, don't drink and drive. The life you save could be your own or one of our friends and racers. Till January 2nd, I'm Bobby G, reminding you to keep it wing side up and wheels to the ground.
someone you love. I've been around a long time, in and out of love. But if you're gonna do it, I say do it with someone you